There we go. Hello and good evening, everyone. I am a little at a loss for words after that Game of Thrones episode. I promise I won't spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it. But let's just say it is not what I expected. Ah, been a good week. Had a good couple days off. Been looking forward to tonight's stream all week. After our debacle last week, where we attempted to open a door, and because we had said our words too many times, we ended up summoning an elder evil and dying, and because of that, couldn't progress in the game. So I spent an hour or so getting things back to the way they were, but I also did something different. On my first playthrough, I missed getting the key card for the library from Michael from his wallet. I did it this time, and I went back through and read a little bit about some of the books that were actually in the library, and tonight that allowed me to learn a few things that I didn't know, but I'll probably go back through and read those for the stream. As it sits, we are at the temple entrance where we last stopped. And now we can say the word and open the door. So, let's get started. Temple entrance. At the base of the stairs stands a massive door, greenish metal, barring the way north. The temple door is closed. Now, in one of the books in the library, it talks about saying this specific word in order to clear the way and to open the way into sealed areas. So, say Yaldobeo. I bet I spelled that wrong. Let's find out. Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth. Say Yaldabaoth. Okay. The blasphemous syllables crawl loathsomely from your lips. Just hearing the sound of it makes you nauseous. Nature draws back from the presence of it like skin peeling away from the edges of an infected ulcer. The metallic door rings out as if struck. It vibrates in aching harmony with the lingering echoes of the name. A shrill, grating sound like a dentist's drill. The air grows thick. Terrible shapes waver and melt in the air before you. Shapes that twitch and move with a hungry purpose that seem to look at you as they float by. And the ringing fades away. There's a moment of stillness, and the gleaming door swings smoothly open on perfectly balanced and utterly silent hinges. Hello and good evening, Dev. This, he says. Alright, I'll wait. Alright. We can continue forward, but there's a number of things I want to check before we go this way. So we're going to go back up, begin climbing the massive steps halfway. The stairs seem endless, vanishing into the shadows above you, plunging down into the black, unplumbed depths beneath the hill. Up. Great stair. The walls of this passageway are carved from solid rock with unearthly precision. 10 feet wide, 10 feet high, perfectly smooth and perfectly square. To the south, an opening in the wall leads back to the wine cellar. To the north, the stone floor drops away in a series of wide steps carved into the living room. Alright. So we want to go back south. This will take us to the wine cellar. This wing of the cellar looks like it was just part of an earlier structure, older than the rest of the house, with rough walls made of unmortared stone. Tall, heavy wine racks lean in on all sides, all of them empty. An exit to the east leads back to the main cellar. One of the racks has been pulled aside, revealing a wide, dark passageway leading north. Now, you remember from the previous stream, we figured out when all of our heads of household for the Verlac family were born. We looked up their dates of birth in city records. We figured out, based on that and a note that we found that was hidden by Michael in the house behind the radiator, how that lines up with a very archaic zodiac. And by using those dates in order, those zodiac symbols in a specific order on this wall, this mosaic, we were able to put a code in that opened this door. So, that being said, the night before, we had a dream. A dream of running through the forest. And in this forest, there was a well. We had managed to open the well, and something inside whispered to us musings on our husband Michael doing something strange in the cellar, which is what we figured out now. However, I believe that's also a hint about something in the forest. So I'm going to take just a second, and I'm going to go through all these rooms real quick. I'm going to get us to the forest. So we're going to go east, go up, we're going to go west, we're going to go north, we're going to go west. That brings us to the foyer. Now if we leave the foyer, we can head up to the scenic view, go east, south. This takes us to the forest lane now. Down the road, the forest grows denser as you grow, crowding up on either side of the road. The groping, tangled branches block out what little sunlight there is left. Beyond the trees, the shadows are impenetrably thick. The underbrush on the west side of the road is bent and broken, revealing a path into the woods that definitely wasn't there before. Now, this is something that I missed last time I played through, and when I played back through at my rapid pace, I encountered this and it made me curious. So, we'll go check this together. Trampled path. The tangled undergrowth has been beaten down in a path leading roughly from the east to the southwest. Shrubs and grasses have been flattened and pushed aside, vines torn down, small trees bent or even snapped in half, as though something huge and heavy simply trampled its way through. The wind moans fretfully, like someone mourning something lost. Examined shrubs. Woods are ancient, choked with undergrowth and black rotted deadfalls. Interesting. Doesn't look like anything else I can check, so here's as I can go southwest. We get a picture. Blighted clearing. The decayed remains of an old building stand here, little more than a shell of crumbling bricks surrounded by yellow, sickly grass. A gaping hole that might once have been a doorway provides a way inside, while a path leads northeast. The forest has become unnaturally quiet all of a sudden. There are no birds calling, no leaves rustling or branches creaking. Even the whippoorwills have fallen silent. All is still, holding its collective breath in an expectant hush. Let's examine the building. The walls are a Swiss cheese held together by rotting mortar and gravity's charitable indifference. Faded paint on one wall identifies the ruins of a former site, of Crompton's meat processing. Interesting. Now, examine hole. Oh, that's the hole in the sky. Visible even through the barren canopy of branches overhead, hangs in the sky, ponderously turning like a vast, inverted whirlpool, and sucking long gray streamers of cloud up into itself. Examine grass. Can't see any such thing. Well, enter hole. Abandoned slaughterhouse. The roof is collapsed, leaving the interior open to the sky. The floor is just bare, beaten dirt. Even though nothing stands now, the tottering brickwork, you fancy you can still detect the faint miasma of death, a palpable, chilling reminder of the bloody work that once went on within these walls. Gaps in the brick lead east and south. Faint tracks crisscross the dirt inside the ruin. An old, rusty meat hook sticks out of the ground nearby, its point impaling a tattered sheet of drawing. Interesting. Examine paper. Oh, that's interesting. This page lists the zodiac signs that we found that Michael left us. Now, what's strange is this is the same page that Michael left us, which means they must have given us multiple ways to find the same information, which is fine. I don't need it, because I already have it. Take meat hook. You pick up the meat hook. The crossbar fits in your palm, leaving the hooked part to stick out between your third and fourth fingers. It's a heavy thing, nearly 15 inches long from handle to point, made for hauling around carcasses with a minimum of ceremony. I wouldn't like to think what this would do to a living person. Heavy thing. I bet we can use this to break the padlock in the church, so we'll check that next. Now, look around. Ooh, tracks. Examine tracks. They appear to be tracks left by some bizarre animal, large, quite a bit larger than your outstretched hand, and vaguely round like an elephant's footprint. They crisscross the ground in every direction, suggesting that whatever made them either lives here or visits quite often. We still have to deal with the misshapen Verlac child that was released. Which means the thing that's wandering around in here is most likely... Oh, what's his name? It's most likely William. And it's huge, whatever it is. I'm going to save our game. Okay. Let's go south. Rising up from the midst of the underbrush is the top of an ancient well. Examine well. A squat circle of mortared stone, about as high as your waist. Its mouth is covered with a lid of rotting plywood. Move. Plywood. You dig your fingers into the edge of the wood and straining as hard as you can. Slide the heavy cover off the top of the well and onto the grass. Look in well. The well is very deep, bottom hidden by shadow. The rough stonework on the sides would probably allow you to safely climb down. Probably allow you to safely climb down. That's a bad idea. We're going to do climb down well. Bottom of the well. stone walls press on you from all sides, and the sky is just a dim circle of light far above you. You're standing knee-deep in a rattling jumble of children's bones. So all those missing children end up here. Examine bones. You can deduce only two things about the gruesome pile. There are more bones here produced by a single child, and some of the bones are older than others. That means that whoever has been throwing them down here, been doing it for a long time. Search bone. A tuft of brown peeks out amidst the yellowed ivory of the bones. Moving aside a cluttering pile of ribs, you discover a child's teddy bear. I want that. Examine bear. Its old, well-loved bear, fur worn through to the stuffing several places. Stitched onto its behind are the initials JG. Take bear. Now hold on, because the number of children that died. None that are on my list. Very strange. So then, search bear. Find nothing of interest. Okay. Climb well. Examine cover. Thick sheet of plywood cut in a rough circle, about 3 feet across. In the distance, you can hear the lonesome keening of a train whistle. Okay. South, west, east, north. Okay. Search. Search room. Search. Slaughter. Ooh. Slaughterhouse. It. A long ass word. Okay. Alright. So we go east. You're about to step through the eastern wall where a noise makes you stop. Something is there. Something breathing. Something huge. A branch cracks sharply, and then another. It's coming this way. The sound of tearing undergrowth grows louder. Whatever it is, it's practically bulldozing its way through the forest. Climb down. Well, the ground trembles with the thing's footsteps as it thunders up the path. It must be right outside the slaughterhouse. Wait. You hear it pause inside the building, its hide slithering loudly against the brick walls it moves about. It's a horrible, wet, snorting sound as if it's trying to pick up a scent. Then an unspeakable, inhuman grunt of anger. Okay. Wait. You cower down at the bottom of the well as the thing, whatever it is, moves closer. A shadow falls across the mouth of the well, and then the circle of light above you is blotted out by a shape so utterly hideous that even its mere silhouette is enough to blast you into unconsciousness. The last things you see are its squirming, rope-like limbs, far too many of them, snaking down the sides of the well towards you. You have died. Let's undo. Climb well. It happens so fast. A massive shape looms up. No, I was hiding in the well because the monster was outside the well. It happens so fast. A massive shape looms up within the crumbled walls of the slaughterhouse, and a dozen fat, fleshy limbs snake out with awful twitching speed, reaching for you. What you see next is so hideous that your mind is mercifully blasted into unconsciousness, sparing you any knowledge of the butchery that follows. Okay. We're gonna restore. So, theoretically, this thing is Michael. Not Michael. William. And if I remember something, inventory, we have a locket. Examine gold locket. Open gold locket. Picture of a young woman inside. So the silver locket is technically mine, and the gold one is his. Wear silver locket. I'm already wearing. Wear gold locket. Oh, gold locket. Maybe that'll do it. Okay, open well. Climb down. Take bear. Search bones. Take bear. I don't know. Maybe? Examine self. Good. Bone dust. Let's find out. Well. Okay, so north, east, east. Northeast? No, I straight up died. Alright, so whatever it is killing me. And maybe it's because I'm taking the bear. So let's do this. Let's not mess with that. We know it's there. We just don't know how to handle it quite yet. We have the meat hook. Let's go check out the church. So, east. Oh, that sucks. Can I hide? West. Nope. So just the fact that I've come here means I'm trapped. Go south. Climb down. Okay, hold on. We're gonna see. That did not end well for me. Wonder if we can hide down there. South. Open well. Okay. North. East. Okay, south. Down. Okay, hide in bones. You burrow down into the bones, piling more bones on top of you for cover, trying to make as little noise as possible. Okay, this could be good. You hear pause inside the building. There's this horrible wet snorting sound, then an unspeakable inhuman grunt of anger. Wait! Scarcely daring to breathe, you lie as still as possible beneath your cover of bones as the thing, whatever it is, moves closer. A shadow falls across the mouth of the well. The circle of light above you is blotted out by a shape so utterly hideous that it is all you can do to remain conscious. Two grotesquely blue and childlike eyes blink down into the darkness of the well, searching. And it is gone. You must have lost consciousness after all, judging from the stiffness in your limbs and the difference in the light. You have no idea how long you were out, but the creature must have passed you by. The forest is still again, the breathing and heavy footsteps gone. Involuntarily, you let out a long, shuddering breath. Winning. Okay. Search bones. Not bonds. They say that as the story goes on, the chance of death increases a lot. Okay, so we're done here. Looks like I can get out just fine. Yes, it does. That's very true. East. Awesome. So we made it out of there. Let's go ahead and save. Also, the chance to irreparably damage your game increases as well, because I had to completely restart the game after having said the name of the Elder Evil that was approaching too many times. Because you have to say it once to open a door, and if you've already said it 2 times before, then that 3rd time just kills you. Okay, forest. I saved my game. I shouldn't have done that. I intend to make more noise when you move. Hey, it's a trench coat. It's padded and can hold as much as it needs to. The road winds gently through the birch trees south of town, continuing south into the forest. A footpath leads away to the east. A small group of townsfolk is gathered up at the north end of the road. As you approach, still breathless from your encounter with the thing at the slaughterhouse, they turn towards you. And that's when you notice that the one in the lead has an axe in his hand, and the one behind him is a pair of garden shears. 2 of the men move over to your left, and several more step out of the forest behind you. All of them carry weapons or nasty farm implements of some kind, and all of them look as though they're just about ready to put an end to a certain over-curious outsider woman who doesn't know enough to keep her nose out of things, better left undisturbed. Looking to buy a water-resistant duster for rainy days at work. Didn't realize how a water-resistant duster. I feel like this is the beginning of a joke. How much is a water-resistant duster, 2-gun? That being said, how am I going to handle this? Well, there's always the obvious. I can wield the meat hook. Wield meat hook. Hold meat hook. Take the meat hook from the pocket of your trench coat. The townsfolk shuffle closer, eyeing menacingly. Say hi. No one answers you. When I looked at it was about $80. Freaking, just for a duster? I don't need to dust that badly. Why would you need to dust that badly in the rain? Take the day off. Find something else to clean. Something dry. Let's wait. See what they do. Tightening the circle around you. Oh. Duster. You can see my confusion. Like, why are you trying to dust in the rain, sir? I mean, that's some serious, like... that's some serious dedication to your job there, sir, but... That's funny. A duster. Okay. Now that makes a lot more sense. Did you buy one? Or are you going to wait? Okay, I can probably scare them off by saying Yaldabaola. Nothing happens. Literally nothing. Your tongue will not utter the name. Your mind will not think it. Having expended its power in the opening the great seal of his temple, its potency is now removed from you. Its pronunciation denied. That sucks. Look around. I have died. Oh man. The townsfolk surround you on nearly every side, advancing menacingly. One of the men lunges at you. There is a flicker of movement at the corner of your vision. And suddenly a machete blade is buried inches deep in your shoulder, chopping through your collarbone like a dry piece of kindling. You try to scream, but the shock has robbed your lungs of strength. You can only whimper quietly as your legs give out and blood pours down your arm and chest. The last thing you see is the business end of a pitchfork darting towards your eyes. The last thing you feel doesn't come until several minutes later, as the townsfolk leisurely hack your body to pieces. Oh, you purchase 24 more, I can get them for $11.73 each. There you go. Yeah, do that, and then sell 23 of them. Or have one for every weekday of the week. All right, restore. All right. So if I go north, I'm gonna get eaten. Inventory. Let's see what I got. Anywhere, a broom, Michael's wallet, your trench coat. Need a bath towel. Gold locket, key rings, bunch of keys. I can play the flute, maybe. I could play the flute. I could show them the teddy bear. Now let's try it. Show teddy bear. They don't look impressed. Show crystal. They don't look impressed. Show play flute. You place your fingers as best you can and blow into what you guess is the mouthpiece. The flute gives off an eerie metallic warble that seems to hang in the air, lingering for a few moments. Blasphemy. This is one of the townsfolk as the group inches ever closer to you. Run. You don't, east. You dart past them in and make a break for the church. Townsfolk hover over the entrance to the churchyard, but do not follow you, confident that there is no way you can escape. They don't know me. I am a master of escaping. An old abandoned church sits here in an overgrown clearing surrounded by a sagging wrought iron fence. A gap in the fence leads back west. A bare path beaten through the weeds leads around the church to the southeast. Well, then I will go to the southeast. Behind the church. Back here, the forest grows right up to the fence, parts of which are literally buried in the tangled underbrush. All of the windows on this side of the church are boarded up as well. The path leads southwest around to the front of the church. A wooden trapdoor over by the corner of the building probably leads into a cellar. Alright, time to go into the cellar. Open door. It's held shut with a rusty padlock. Hit padlock with meat hook. Raise the meat hook high over your head and bring it squarely down onto the padlock. The rusted metal casing splits open and the hasp falls loose, and the plant lock, now just a broken shell, slides to the ground. The deranged cry of a whippoorwill echoes through the trees. Finally, okay, open door. You open the trap door. Save. We'll go with third this time. Down. As you drop to the floor, the trap door suddenly slams shut above you. Something thumps against it from the outside. You hear low voices, someone muttering something you can't quite catch, and a brief sound of unpleasant laughter. Then the voices fade away. These townspeople are jerks. Like, I've literally done nothing but bring commerce to their town that they didn't have before. I am like a boon to their existence. Sure. Centipedes and beetles scurry across the rotten floorboards as you shine your light across the room. Stop there. Stop. The hulking mass of black metal over in the corner is probably an old coal-burning furnace. A dark alcove leads north, and a trapdoor in the ceiling leads back up to the outside. So are you going to buy all 24? And have one for each workday? A foul stench fills the air. The very edge of your light's glow. You can just make out a horribly suggestive shape lying in the shadows behind the furnace. sucks. Okay. Oh, good. There you go. Hell yeah. How much is just one by itself? Shame. It's the dead body of a woman. Her head's been raggedly hacked away. Her clothes above the waist are soaked through with blood. You fight to control your raging gorge. You note that the body cannot have been here for very long. The decay, though bad, is not very far advanced. She must have been killed within the last couple of days at most. Oh my god. So you searched through and found like $80 ones, and then suddenly you find one for $13.41. Even if it like turns out to be a bad gamble, that's really not that much out of your pocket. That's a pretty good deal. Search woman. Trying to avoid the worst of the blood, you've lifted the woman's lapel, hoping to find something. Identification maybe. Her wallet is missing, however, you do find, tucked into the pocket of her blazer, a small steel key. Strange, because I haven't found anything steel locked that I can think of. Take key. You pick up the small steel key. It looks like the kind of key that would open a desk drawer. Nobody locked desks anywhere. It's very strange. Put steel key on key ring. Okay, cool. Now, blazer, small steel. I wonder if this is the real estate lady that I was supposed to meet that never appeared. Gosh, we're sand zippers. That's awesome. I hope they are. I hope it looks just like it. I hope it has an Organization 13 like emblem on the back. You can't see it in the picture. And ghosted in there. All right. Look around. A twitch of movement makes the course from the course make you jump. When you look again, you see it's only an insect crawling across its blouse. Ugh. Examine furnace. It's a big pot-bellied iron furnace, blackened from decades of use. What breed of insect? I'll examine it. Let's see. Fat, twisting ducks sprout from its back and snake their way up to the ceiling. A small hatch on one side is closed, probably a centipede. Insect. They mostly keep the cracks and shadows beyond the edge of your light. Mostly. How's the sound level out there? Can you hear the thunderstorm? Not too loud, not too quiet. Open hatch. Throat tightens as you open the blood-stained hatch. Slow horror washes over you. You found exactly what you expected to find, of course. It's the real estate agent's severed head. Wow, that actually is exactly what I expected to find. Examined head. Coarse, battered head of the real estate agent. You recognize her from the cover of the brochure she sent you in the mail several months ago. The eyes are still open, the mouth thrown wide in a silent scream. Ah, good. I can turn it up a little bit if necessary. I just don't want my voice to have to be too loud for you to hear it. Let's see if I'll crank it just a touch. There we go. I think that did. Okay. Take head. I bring myself to touch the gruesome thing. Close hatch. Search. Furnace. Okay. That was no good. North. Empty stairwell. This alcove used to house a staircase leading up and down. Now it contains only a few rotted boards jutting from the walls, and an empty shaft dropping down out of sight. Oh, that's not good. Above you hang the broken off remains of the stairs leading up to the ground floor. The last shattered riser only a couple of tantalizing feet out of reach. What happens if you close the eyes on her head? I don't know. Let's see. Close eyes on head. Examine head. Close mouth. Can't see. Oh well. Right. Say prayer. Say prayer. Say a prayer. Step on centipede. Not a verb I recognize. Smash. Centipede. The bugs scurry away as you approach. Because they're smart. Alright. Staircase leading up and down. Empty shaft dropping down out of sight. Oh, this sucks. Empty shaft. Examine shaft. The shaft is deep, far deeper than the basement of the church. The rough walls disappear into a penetrable blackness well short at the bottom, assuming it has a bottom. One does not age if one does not run from bigger boot. That is some wisdom, sir. Drop wisdom bombs in here. I don't know what to do here. Grab stairs. Just a few inches above your outstretched fingers. Grab stairs with umbrella. Okay. Straining on the tips of your toes, you can just about reach the bottommost riser with the hook of the umbrella. If you could just stretch a little bit more. Suddenly, you lose your balance. Rabid panic leaks up from your stomach and throttles you from the inside out as you flail your arms madly, tipping inexorably over the brink. With one final mad effort, you fling your arm up and catch the riser with the umbrella. Unfortunately, you have to let go of the trench coat, the broom, and the wallet in order to hang on. You tumble into the darkness below. The riser bends ominously under the weight but doesn't give. Panting, you haul yourself up onto the creaking stairs. Vestry. A dimly lit side chamber, long stripped of any furniture or decoration. A creaky wooden staircase leads down to the basement, and the main chapel lies to the south. Piled in one dusty corner is a heap of old cloth. Creaking under your feet is growing louder. You get off the broken stairs. Okay. That's exactly what I said. Hold on. Which, everything that I had was in that. Oh my god, I lost everything. What? What? I just lost everything. Hold on. Hold on. We've got to, no. Okay, cool. We're gonna just take key. Put key on key ring. Okay, so north. Wear trench coat. I put on the trench coat. Well, that's good. Maybe now I can't lose it. I bet I just held it before. What is wrong? Wait. Oh. So I wasn't wearing it. I was just holding it. It had everything in it. I am holding the broom in the wallet. Oh. Put up broom. Store broom. Put broom in coat. It's too long to fit in your pockets, deep though they are. I don't need it anymore. Drop broom. Okay. Put wallet in coat. There we go. Stiff leg the broom. Grab stairs with umbrella. There we go. I didn't lose any. Okay, that was crazy. South. Let's get off this crazy stairs. There we go. Save. Holy crap, that was wild. Okay. Alright. Dimly lit side chamber, long stripped of any furniture, decoration. Thank you with staircase, main chapel. Examine cloth. It's a hooded robe, left in a rumpled heap on the floor. In the stairwell behind you, there's a sudden painful shriek of nails ripping out of stone, a loud, protracted splintering, and finally, a thunderous crash that echoes up the shaft from far below. Take robe. Won't be going down those stairs. Wear robe. I have to take off my trench coat. Holy. Chapel. A leaning pulpit looks out of a rows of broken and overturned pews. Shards of shattered stained glass grit under your feet. The main entrance of the church to the west is solidly boarded up, but there are open doorways to the north and south. The big wooden cross that once hung above the pulpit now lies on the floor amidst the rest of the debris. On the pulpit is a massive black book. Okay, if I know anything about these types of games, is you never, ever read the book. So, we're going to save and then we're going to read the book. Examine book. What do you mean, the black book or the scrapbook? Examine black book. It lies open atop the pulpit, thicker than an unabridged dictionary. Its thousands of yellow, crinkly pages are bound in a strange black material. It looks like some kind of hide, but clearly isn't leather. Your first thought was that it might be a Bible, but a glance at the pages is sufficient to tell you otherwise. The text within is arranged in two columns. The first in what looks like Latin, the second a translation in English. There are illustrations as well, horrible icons that make your skin crawl to look at. I should read this book. Everything about this book says I should read it. Black book. Closer, over the pages, to make out the words in this dim light. The letters seem to writhe and crawl across the page, twisting themselves into strange combinations. Horrible words that you've never seen before, and yet somehow you understand their repulsive meaning. Something about a blessed event will occur very soon, and a hideous god whose name may not be spoken. Is this the book? was preached in this church before it fell to ruin? Are these the gods that people worship? You want to tear your eyes from the page in revulsion, but some small, gleefully filthy part of you wants to keep reading, to uncover the secrets that the citizens of Anchorhead have always known. Will you read on? I will. As your hungry eyes lap up word after blasphemous word, it all becomes clear to you. Come to understand the true nature of the Watcher who is not named, whose name not, and what the Verlacs were trying to accomplish all these years, preparing the pink Anchorhead for the blessed event. It all makes sense to you now. You step back smiling from the podium. There's no need to be afraid, you realize, for neither yourself nor your husband are in any danger. It's all right. It all makes sense. When you raise your hands to your face, slowly push the fingernails of your first and middle fingers into each eye, digging the soft, bloody tissue out and dragging it down your cheeks in ruby smears. Why, that's all right too. It's the most natural thing in the world. You have gone utterly mad. Undo. No. Tear yourself away from the podium with a shudder. Alright. The only person reading is me. It was so tangled. Oh god, so many things to be tangled in. Should we take the book or clothes book? What do you mean, the black book? Clothes. Black book. Strange. The spine won't bend. The book is rigid as a board and will not close. Shall we take the book? I have not learned. I have not learned. I'm so bad. A horrid coldness seeps into your fingers. You try to pick the book up. It flows from the book itself into your bodies, soaking into your bones and making your back teeth ache. Quickly you set the book down again, absently trying to rub the unpleasant sensation from your hands. Read my mind, sir. Burned book. What do you mean? I'm so pretty. I'm so sorry. Burned black book. First, taking the bush matches from your pocket. Some strange compulsion makes it incredibly difficult to even think about damaging the book. Rather harm yourself than harm a single one of its pages. In fact, you realize with a sudden start, your thoughts have been drifting. For several minutes you've been standing there, fantasizing about harming yourself in vividly dreadful ways. Alarmed, you shake your head to clear it and take a step or two away from the pulpit. That's a no. In that case, smack the book. Hit book with umbrella. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Black book with umbrella. Incredibly difficult to think about even damaging the book, so no. Okay. What if we burn the pulpit? Pulpit. Dangerous act, but achieve little. No, it wouldn't. They would light on fire and then the book would light. Done. That's how you get around that shit. Alright. Ooh, examine cross. Cross is built of thick wooden beams, split and cracked down its nearly 10-foot length, but still sturdy. From the angle at which it fell, it looks like it was originally hung upside down. I knew that. Oh, the scrapbook is something I have in my inventory. It's an item that was originally in the house. It contains a number of articles collected throughout the years about the town and the Verlac family. It was kind of how I found a lot about the game, or the story. For instance, this church that I'm in was actually manned by the Verlacs up until someone accused them of communism, and they were all sort of ousted. This place has been basically abandoned since then. Alright. Take cross. It's too heavy for you to carry, but you could probably push it into one of the neighboring rooms and put your back into it? How would I do that? We'll figure it out. I think I'm done in this room. Sneak, let's clear your feet. Examine glass. Time and vandals have removed many of the panels, but enough of the grime-coated windows remain intact for you to make out some of the designs depicted in them. They are not comforting. Saints, the saints you're aware of, should not be depicted performing such acts, nor with such insidious leers on their faces as they perform them. Well, that's fantastic. Examine pulpit. Where once fiery-tongued preachers harangued congregations of quaking Puritan, now there is simply a dusty wooden box on its end. Sitting atop it is a huge black-bound tome. Examine box. Oh, so the box is a pulpit. Okay, that makes sense. So we've examined the tome. Search. Pews. Find nothing of interest. Examine. Pews. The once orderly procession of benches is now a jackstraw jumble of broken wood. Open doorways to the north and south. Okay, so we came from the north, so let's go south. Ringing chamber. This narrow, high-ceilinged room sits underneath what remains of the church steeple. How is that nothing of interest? Oh, when you search, you're looking for items that you could collect or something of that sort. And there was nothing in the pews that I could collect or that would give me more information. A length of rope dangles down through a hatch in the ceiling. Ah. Climb rope? You haul yourself onto the rope, bringing your whole weight to bear. It holds for about 3 seconds, then there's a sharp snap from above you and a muffled clank. The rope falls, spilling you to the floor amidst an untidy tangle of coils. Exactly. Take rope. I feel afraid, but still sturdy enough. Well, this doesn't help me any. Because even if I get back downstairs, I can't get out. You've got me locked in here. I do have the rope. So it's entirely possible that I could use the rope to sneak by, but I'm going to get out first. Okay, so I have the rope. Still starting north. Push. Cross. North. Partially wedged in the doorway. Okay. Tie rope to cross. Climb down rope. Carrying the hooded robe. Put robe in coat. Cannot, rolling it up tight, you cannot fit the bulky robe into your pocket. No matter what I do, I'm not going to be able to get back in. I don't know that the language of this game can account for that. Now, what I could do is I could have taken. Oh, I'm stupid. I have an idea. Drop rope. Climb down rope. What? Oh. Take rope. Drop rope down. What do you want to drop? Okay. Drop rope down shaft. The hooded rope drops at a shaft. A few moments later, you hear a faint distant splash. Good call, two gun. Climb down. Let go. Would have to let go of the rope to do that. Let go of rope. You take a deep breath, shut your eyes tight, say a quick prayer, and let go of the rope. The heart-stopping plunge lasts barely a second before you hit shockingly cold water. Everything goes black. Water rushes into your mouth and nose. A hard stone surface slams into you and nearly knocks the wind out of you. You twist and claw for air, and then suddenly the ground is beneath your feet. Your head breaks the surface. Blindly, you thrash your way to dry ground and fall to your hands and knees, choking and sputtering, feeling cold brick beneath your fingers. Fall. This half-flooded chamber's crumbling brickwork must have been built much earlier than the rest of the tunnel. Oh, okay, I know where this is. The ceiling is lost in darkness above you, but judging from the echoes, it must be very high. Water trickling in from the tunnel to the northwest has pooled the room's far end, which is submerged nearly waist deep. You can see a hooded rope here. So I've fallen into the sewers, which means I've circumvented everything that those people wanted to do. Take rope. Awesome. So I can go northwest. The air is damp, and moisture drips from the rusted pipes overhead. Faded water flows sluggishly through a shallow channel running through the middle of the tunnel. A raised walkway to one side provides somewhat drier footing. Following the channel to the southeast and north, a set of iron rungs embedded into the wall leads to an opening in the ceiling, letting in a column of dreary daylight. Now, okay. I want to save my game. Because I got out. From here, I think I'm done. I don't know what to do with this bear. I feel like there's so much more. Oh, I have the steel key. I don't know, that was the... I feel like it was evidence of one of the children that died. But I don't know which one's... I don't know which one it is. JG, I believe? Yeah, JG. I'm not quite sure which child that is. So there is some sort of abomination wandering around the forest. It's William Verlac. It's the deformed son. Stop it. I have a structured settlement, but I need cash now. I think... So anyways, so William has been kidnapping and killing kids, and he's been putting the kids, killing them and putting their bones inside the well. So, I don't know. I might be able to show that to someone. I have a key to a desk, and the desk is believe, for the real estate lady. So let's go back to the real estate office. So real quick. Oh, crap. To the north, a group of townsfolk has gathered on Whately Bridge. I can't get across. Take off trench coat. Wear robe. You slip on the robe and pull the hood up to cover your face. North. Whately Bridge, a hoary monument of crumbling moss-eaten flagstones. Whately Bridge is possibly older than any other structure in the entire town. It spans the dark Miskahani River, connecting the north and south halves of the city and occasionally raining bits of mortar from its underside into the torpid water. A group of townsfolk is gathered here, blocking the way across the bridge. The townsfolk eye you suspiciously as you approach. Keep your head down. They move closer, squinting to see through the shadow cast by the voluminous hood of your robe. Too late, you realize with a sinking stomach that all of the men are wearing normal clothes. Why do you wear the holy ceremony, brother? Asked a grizzled old local. The blessed event is not until tonight. He reaches out to pull your hood back. I am so screwed right now. North. Trying not to panic, you lower your head and hurry away. But you've already aroused their suspicions. A hand falls heavily on your shoulder. Your hood starts to slip. Someone points and shouts, "That's her! Get her!" There's no time to run. Heavy boots hammer the cobblestones. Hands lunge towards you from every side. Someone's huge, calloused paw closes around your windpipe and starts to squeeze. Just before you black out, you can feel yourself being lifted off your feet. You have died. Damn. Stop. Hit him with umbrella. You can't see him at the moment. Yeah. Alright. So, they said it's not until tonight. So it's quite possible that I can't go that way just yet. Because they're all wearing normal clothes and I'm wearing the robe. And the only way to hide myself from them is to do so with the robe that I can tell. I think for now, let's go back to... Let's go back to the house. To the house real quick. Okay, so we're back at the house. I say we go down into the temple. Wait, north, down. Okay, temple entrance. This is where we started in the evening. Okay, at the base of the stairs stands a massive door of greenish metal, opening and beckoning you towards the shadow-filled vastness to the north. You pause at the threshold while your eyes adjust to the strangely phosphorescent gloom. It's nearly a full minute where you can make out enough details to see what this place is, and almost a full minute more where your mind can accept what you are seeing. Burial mound. The pale, watery glow sifts down somewhere above, illuminating a cavern transformed into a warehouse of the dead. Hundreds of mummified human corpses lie on stone shelves carved into the walls. An altar of black stone, flanked on either side by what appear to be a pair of metal pillars, sits at the north end of the gigantic cavern. Commanding your attention, over everything else, however, is an enormous monolith rising up from the cavern's center, all the way up to the dome-shaped ceiling. Its color and texture are subtly different from the surrounding rock. You are puzzled at first by a nagging certainty that you've seen something like it before, until at last you realize that what you first took to be nothing more than a large supporting pillar is in fact the true base of the town square obelisk. Oh, that's fantastic. So this is actually sticking up through the ground. So what we saw up top actually started hundreds of feet below, roughly. Okay. Ooh. Well, let's get started. Examine corpses. The shrunken, desiccated bodies line the walls in places stacked 5 or 6 deep on their stone shelves. Each wears a wooden death mask depicting some sort of demonic spirit or grotesque, malformed animal totem. Search corpses. Even getting close to the corpses gives you an unpleasant feeling, a crawling sensation of filth and infection that makes you want to wipe your hands off and clothes. Examine altar. A single block of jet black featureless stone, approximately the size of a queen-size bed. Deep irregular grooves bar the surface. To either side stands a metallic vibrating pillar. Let's try it. Burn. Corpses. Yeah. It doesn't want me to touch them. Okay. Yeah, but we need salt though. I don't have any salt. I'm in season 14 of that show. Metallic vibrating pillar. Now, hold on. Examine left pillar. Oh, okay, fine. Examine pillars. Each column is approximately 7 feet high and perfectly cylindrical, made of some oily greenish metal. They vibrate very slightly, almost imperceptibly, only a thin shimmering around the edges and the faint atonal ringing betraying any motion at all. So the flute is supposed to do something with that. Hold on. Examine the monolith. It's simply enormous, nearly 10 feet to his side and rising straight up through the ceiling, penetrating what must be 100 feet of intervening rock before breaking the surface far, far above. Carvings deep and untouched by eroding weather covering every inch of the obelisk's surface. But I don't know things from what you see. It's a good show. It doesn't seem like it will ever end, but I guess now it's just entering its final 15th season. Judge. Monolith. Stone is warm to the touch, even in the cool air of the cavern. Judge. Pillar. The vibrations in the pillar instantly sink down into your bones and resonate there painfully. Makes your eyes water and your teeth ache. Quickly, you pull your hand away. Yeah, that's what I meant in the final 15th season. That's the only reason why I even picked it back up. Like, I felt like it was never going to end, so I'm like, I didn't want to get attached to it. Alright. It's 11 o'clock. That one Game of Thrones went way too long tonight. Okay, so the flute is supposed to interact with all that, so play flute. Oh, God. The strange harmony of the flute blends with the atonal ringing coming from each of the 2 columns, and the 3 sounds suddenly grow stronger, resonating and reinforcing one another, intertwining like a dissonant, invisible braid. It grows louder and louder, till your eardrums ache and your vision blurs. Suddenly the air above the altar begins to ripple as though with extreme heat. Space seems to twist and buckle between the two columns. Then, with a sound like a wet sheet being torn slowly down the middle, it splits. You're immediately swept off your feet by a howling wind that pulls everything within reach toward the portal. Dust and debris, bones and loose rock. Everything not nailed down goes flying across the temple into the all-devouring wall hovering over the altar stone. Desperately, you wedge your fingers into a crack at the base of the monolith and hang on for dear life as the wind tries to claw you away. You scream. Even the sound of your voice is whipped away, pulled over your shoulder like a trailing ribbon and sucked into whatever blasphemous dimension lies beyond that horrible rift. The ground is shaking, loosening your grip. For a heart-stopping moment, you realize you aren't going to be able to hold on. And then the chaos stops, leaving you breathless on the floor. Painstakingly, you pry your stiff, bleeding fingers out of the crack and roll over. The rift is gone. The ground is still. The air is normal, and the columns are ringing quietly, as if nothing at all had happened. That's not good. Let's not tempt fate, sir. Well, examine the flute. Its metal is slightly curved, twisted shapes the finger will spiral awkwardly around. Sides instead of running in a straight line. Examine finger holes. So awkwardly arranged, it's not clear how one would even play the flute with normal shaped hands. Put finger on first hole. So how do you use the flute? Block first hole? Finger on hole. What would you say? Well, wait, cover first hole on flute. Can't see any such. Cover first finger hole on flute. Damn it. Okay, hold on. Cover finger hole on. Those aren't something you can close. Block finger hole. Put finger on finger hole. Put cover block. Hold on. I feel like I'm like on the right track. You can shove in those holes. I got something in my pocket we can put in the hole. Paper or gum. Well, it's something you can't, it says you can't block it. maybe I'm just like, if you ask the husband to blood, he's kind of lost his mind at this point. Cover hole 1. Only do that to something animate? Okay. I'm super confused. Play flute with nose? Hold on. I've got a guy that played it. Hold on. The problem with games like this is like, hit it with the umbrella until it goes back. And you're full of all sorts of um, good ideas, sir. So, to be fair, I think they simplified this. Later in the day, hey, I'll take whatever I can get. So I think there's 2 versions of this game, and I think the original version was much more difficult in some ways. Um, and I think in this, I think they simplified some things. Um, so that might not be a thing anymore. That might be something you don't have to do. So that I may have actually accomplished what I needed to accomplish. So let's leave. Let's see what happens. Temple entrance. At the base of the stairs stands a massive door, greenish metal, open and beckoning you towards the shadow-filled passage to the north. All of this shaking has caused part of the wall to split, revealing a jagged passage leading northeast. Peanut butter and gumball. Mr. Deeds. Love that movie. Northeast. Crazy Eyes, whatever. Excellent movie. Oh, I'm in the sewer. Wait, what? The air is damp. The moisture drips from the rusted pipes overhead. Heated water sluggishly through a shallow channel. Why am I back here? Oh, he's just here. I mean, if I go southwest, that takes me right back, right? Southwest. Yeah, see? Okay, so what if I go north? Ah, some of the concrete surrounding the grating has shifted and partially collapsed, causing a couple of the bars. This is how I get around and back to the north, and how I get back to the real estate's office. Awesome. water pours into this tunnel. It's a tight fit with the help of a lot of profanity and the unpleasant slippering sludge that coats everything down here. You manage to push yourself through the narrowly spaced bars. Water pours into this tunnel from a dozen small drain pipes jutting from the walls. Most of the sewage flows south, but a thin trickle is diverted to a larger concrete pipe that leads away to the east. Awesome. I'm at the beach. Okay. Okay, so I just need to go west from here. And I'm in the alley. Fantastic. And if I leave the alley to the northwest, I believe, I'm outside the real estate office. I can go in the real estate office. Awesome. Examine desk. Telephones. I'm just going to start. Also, there's one small drawer which is closed. I didn't know that. Open drawer. You open the drawer, revealing a hastily written letter and a tarnished bronze key. I think I know where a bronze door is. God, they're just sending me all over freaking creation with this game. Take key. The old heavy key is crusted over with a thin rime of verdigris. Put key on key ring. Okay. Now. Read letter. Oh. It consists of a page torn from a yellow legal pad, covered on both sides, top to bottom, with erratic, frightened handwriting. Dated 2 days ago, the day you arrived in Anchorhead. The letter reads, My name is Claudia Benson. If you're reading this anywhere within the city limits of Anchorhead, you need to know that your life is in grave and immediate danger. Most of the people in this town are members of a dangerous cult. They are fanatical and insane, and will kill anyone who learns their secrets. I received a phone call early this morning which I believe is a threat to my life. I assume the cult somehow discovered that I was planning to divulge information to an outsider and now intends to silence me. From what I've been able to discover, the cult worships some sort of demon or god from outer space, which they believe visited the Earth millions of years ago and will return someday soon to rule the planet. Or maybe destroy it. I am unclear on the exact details, as there is very little information to be found, unless the university is hiding material from me, which it may well be. They believe that their god will return very soon. In fact, it is coming the day after tomorrow. They are building something in the old paper mill, some sort of device to attract their god's attention and bring him to this world. They are almost finished. In 2 days they will turn on the device and perform a ritual that they call the Blessed Event. I have no idea whether this device will actually do what it says it does, they say it does, but I have every reason to believe that this ritual will mean the wholesale slaughter of every man, woman, and child in the area who is not a cult member. If you are the young man who planned to move into the Verlac estate, you must be careful. The cult is watching your every move. They will attempt to induct and brainwash you, or, failing that, murder both you and your wife. I had hoped to stay and warn you, but as you can see, I don't have much time left. With any luck, I'll be gone by tonight. If I don't make it, please try to stop these people. This key might help. I found it in our old property file on the lighthouse. I know they consider that building important for some reason. Do what you can with it. Be careful. These cultists are a menace, every one of them inbred and insane, and no one is safe as long as they are allowed to run free. Good luck, Claudia Benson. Poor Claudia paid the ultimate price just to pass on a little information to some people she'd never met. I think we're going to call it a night, but I have a surprise. I think, although this is wrapping up, I'm going to turn this into a reading stream soon. I'm going to find some books, probably horror novels, old, maybe even Lovecraft, and do some reading on read those like at night. Also might want to find some no sleep entries and read those. I haven't decided, but I will have a surprise, a little atmospheric changes to the stream Tuesday. So definitely stop by on Tuesday to see the new additions that I'm adding to this stream. But that will be it for the night. Tomorrow is, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Tomorrow's either going to be Don't Starve Together or the continuation of the horror game Canarium. See how I feel. That being said, everyone have a good night. Thank you for joining me. Two Gun, have a good night. And I will see everyone soon, hopefully. Peace out, brother. Get some rest.